What's going on? It's me, Riley, and here today I want to show you a way that I like to surface mount solder my components for my PCBs. So here I have a flight computer that I use for model rockets. As you can see, I've already soldered one, and these solder joints are pretty clean in my opinion, and so I'll show you guys a tip on how I was able to do this. So first of all, there are many methods to surface mount soldering. I've chose to use a hot plate. I think it's probably the easiest. Using a soldering iron is super difficult for this kind of thing, especially with components like this. Here is a barometer where the pads are on the underside of the IC. And so I have this part here. We'll test solder on a little micro SD card reader. Should go on here. There's tiny little pins. Anyway, so I've seen many different methods of using a hot plate to solder. I watched a video by Great Scott, and he has two options: a DIY, which is a PCB that uses the copper traces built in to heat up the PCB and melt the solder paste, and that's he said it came to about $25 per little thing. That's still quite a bit of money for a broke high schooler like me. And also I was worried about how long it would actually last me, because it is just a PCB. Another one was a hot plate that you could buy, but it was just this tiny little hot plate, but it also cost $120, so that was just not an option for me. So what I've done here is I've just used a little hot plate. This is some 28 gauge, I guess, nichrome wire that I got, and I just ran it like this between my two little clips for my power supply. And what is going to happen is I'm just going to run current through here and it'll heat up, and then what I do is I put it in between this piece of scrap metal. This has like little layers of paint over it so that it doesn't short out the power supply. So here we can do a little test piece. Like so. I do put it on a piece of cardboard because I don't really want to burn my table. As you can see, there are a few burn marks. I always have water on standby just in case anything happens, but usually it just burns a little bit of the cardboard. I just move it a little bit. But anyway, so what we got here is we got this part. So what we gotta do first is we gotta put on solder paste. Now normally you'd use a stencil, but JLC PCB, which I got these PCBs from, they didn't ship me the stencil, so we just gotta do it by hand. And there's just a little bit of like flux or something, I guess, that sucks in the solder paste. So we're just gonna do a little tiny amount on all of the pads here, and it's okay if there's just a little bit of bridging because it should all fix itself. So here we're gonna take a little bit of this stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna spread it across the pads actually, and then try and use my tweezers to try and clear some off. This is pretty bad actually. I did a bad job. I'm actually just gonna leave it like that, and I think it should just solder, or should just go where it needs to be. The solder paste is gonna pool up a little bit before it actually melts. So now we're gonna do this thing here. So here I'm going to be using my power supply, this little 3D print power supply. I'll leave the Thingiverse files in the description. But here we got 11 volts up to 5 amps. So if I turn it on, it's drawing 2.2 amps. And this should be getting hot. I can just leave this on here. Also, by the way, just something to note, all your components have to be on one side because you are heating up the back, But as you can see, it's already started pulling up here. Zoom in a little here. Oh, you can see here, it's already starting to melt. Okay, that wasn't very clean, but it looks like it's all good. So we're gonna turn off the power supply. We're gonna check for any bridging. It looks like we're fine. That was not very clean, so I'm gonna have to go over that a little bit. Got a little something here. Don't really want that. It looks pretty good to me though. It looks like it's solidly connected. It's really hot still. But it should. Yep, it's stuck in place now. So if I bring this back up, I can do it upside down. It's on there. It's connected solidly. And I've already made one of these, as you can see. Take this micro SD card, and it fits right in there. It works like a champ. So yeah, if you learned something, try it out. Leave a like, leave a comment, I guess. Do whatever you want. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. My next video will be about this flight computer. So yeah.